Welcome home, Cojourners. I'm glad you're here for another episode. I'm Dr.Thema, licensed psychologist, ordained minister, and sacred artist, here to help facilitate your journey back home to yourself. And we're going to start this week, as we do every week, with a poem. And this piece is called Upbeat. Who will sing an upbeat black girl song? Songs of now and laters and bus passes. Songs of name brand jeans and name brand shoes and name brands branded in search of a place where everybody knows her name. Who will sing an upbeat black girl song? Songs of the intercourse of hip hop beats and gospel hymns, caught in the act, caught in her throat. Songs of blues notes and Bible verses running marathons in her head from late night Friday all the way to Sunday school. Who will sing an upbeat black girl song? Songs of combs and perms and pics in search of themselves. Who will sing an upbeat black girl song? Because the downbeat says she's so black and lazy and slack. And the downbeat says she's a video hoe and, of course, academically slow. But who will sing an upbeat black girl song? We will sing it for ourselves. We will sing it for ourselves. We will put our souls in our throats, in our hearts, in our lungs, and sing of our survival. And the world will marvel at how long we hold our notes. Hold it like Harriet held it. Hold it like Sojourner held it. Hold it like Phyllis Wheatley held it. And if you don't know none of them, hold it like your great-great-grandma held it. And the world will marvel at how long we hold our notes. Yes, it is so important that we sing our own song. There are so many messages that are intentional about bringing us down, about breaking our spirits, our wings, our confidence, our courage. There is so much that is organized against you to keep you off track, to make you forget your purpose, your possibility, your promise, your identity. And so as we think about singing our own song, this is really core to the idea of homecoming. And so on today, I want to talk to you, just you and I. Sometimes we have a guest, but today is for the two of us to talk about maximizing your mental health as a high achiever. Maximizing your mental health as a high achiever. And I know those of you who tune into the podcast and those of you who follow me on social media often are very goal-oriented. How do you know that you're a high achiever? You set goal after goal. You are intentional about your time. You are intentional about purpose. You work hard. You have that work ethic and that promise and that gift, and you believe in not wasting it. You create opportunities. You're not just waiting for someone to open the door. You do it for yourself. You stay up late at night or you wake up early in the morning. You sacrifice. You might sacrifice financially. Some of us, unfortunately, sacrifice our health and our rest. You might even sacrifice your relationships because you are so focused on your dreams and your purpose. Being high achieving can be a beautiful thing, but when it comes to homecoming, being at home within yourself, it can also be a source of concern. How could being a high achiever be concerning? It means that some of us live with chronic burnout, that you are always exhausted. You can get up in the morning and still don't feel rested. When you are high achieving, you might neglect yourself. You might neglect your health. You might neglect your meals and your rest. When you are high achieving, you might sacrifice so much that even though you have reached the goals, you end up in a place of emptiness. You might end up feeling distraught, or you chase these goals and then get there and discover it's not as fulfilling as you thought it was. Can anybody say amen to that? That we went after something with the idea of like, if I get this, it will be the end all and be all. If I get this, then everything will fall into place. And sometimes the things that we are chasing, we do not capture or catch, or sometimes we get them and it's not what we thought it would be. And so I am here for those who stay running, who stay rushing, who stay busy, who stay driven, to invite you in to breath. to invite you in to releasing scarcity, to invite you in to knowing abundance is possible, and a part of your abundance is your wholeness and is your wellness. And so if you can just take breath with me, and I'm going to start it with us giving ourselves a hug, because some of you, it may be a long time since you had a hug yourself. And so inhaling in through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. So we slow down to answer the question, how are you really? We often give people that fast answer. I'm fine. How are you? I'm wonderful. I'm amazing. I'm spectacular. But this morning I was at a program and I was struck by the number of people that when I said to them, how are you doing? They were silent. That when I said, how are you doing? These are different people at different points of the morning. It was not a therapy session. This was just a public community gathering. And when I asked people with intention, when I slowed down and asked the real question, how are you? They were stunned into silence because many people are not doing well. That if we don't just give the quick script, but we actually pause and check in. And those of you who have been following me for a while, you know, I like to use the term sacred pause. If you can slow down and tell yourself the truth, not your public relations, not your PR, your promotional, no, how are you? And when we say, how are you, then the true answer as a high achiever may be, I'm frustrated. The true answer as a high achiever may be, I'm tired. The true answer as a high achiever may be, I'm disappointed. The true answer as a high achiever may even be that I'm numb, that I have been chasing things, but I'm not feeling anything. And so I invite you to come home to yourself. And how do we come home to ourselves? Before I give you strategies, because of course we like these science-based strategies, but before I give you that, it's a mindset. Because I can give you exercises, I can give you practices, and you may already know a number of practices, but if there hasn't been a shift in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit, then the practices will be empty and they will also be short-lived. So either you will do them out of obligation, you go to the gym or you work out because you promised yourself you would, and you're disciplined and you're focused and you're a high achiever, but you're not experiencing the results or the joy. Or the other piece that can happen is you engage in the practices in the beginning with passion, but you have come to a place where you have lost your passion, where you have lost your enthusiasm, where you have lost your focus, where the things that used to excite you and move you do not move you anymore. And so how do I maximize my mental health? How do I come home to myself when I'm used to being a mover and a shaker and getting things done? I take sacred pause, here it is, to tell myself the truth. How are you really? That I will not lie to myself, because while I can trick other people, when I am deceiving myself, then I cannot live an abundant life. When I am tricking myself, then my negative symptoms, my distress, my bad habits will show up for me. And so I invite you to even ask yourself in this moment, how do I know when I'm off track? How do I recognize it? Because your way of being off track might be different than mine. You might be good at tricking other people because you disguise it. But what are the ways that you know something is wrong, something is off, I'm not fulfilled, I am tired? And so we start with sacred pause and we start with truth. When I want to maximize my mental health, I have to recognize the way in which I have been minimizing it, the ways in which I have been living in the margins, the ways in which I have been convincing myself that up is down, that good is bad, that right side up is not the truth of me. And so instead, we get to that place of honesty. If we want to maximize our mental health, it also means we give ourselves permission to rest. to come off the treadmill. Now, I know that's easier said than done, so you have to look at what is the story I have told myself that makes rest impossible. I may have told myself this fear of scarcity, this fear of poverty, this fear of being a failure, that I will never be comfortable, that I will never be enough. We can spend our whole lives chasing achievement, chasing status, chasing accomplishment. But in the midnight hour, and sometimes even at high noon, the truth of our soul's condition is evident. If not evident to others, it is evident to us. And so I take sacred pause to tell myself the truth. I give myself permission to rest, not as a function that I have broken down. Sometimes we break down and then we're like, whew, I can't get up, or now I've made myself sick, I'm tired. But instead to say, what would it look like for me to have a restful lifestyle? What would it look like for me to be ambitious, perhaps, goal-oriented, perhaps, but that a part of my goal is my own wellness? Can you get with that? That a part of the thing that is important to me is not just like accolades or awards or status or titles or salary, but a part of my aim, my goal, my focus is the condition of my body, my mind, my heart, my spirit, my relationships. So when I put that on the radar, then I can no longer abandon myself. I can no longer neglect myself. I say that for me to live an abundant life, I want to be well. And in order to be well, I need to rest. The other piece that we want to think about is setting realistic goals. Some of us are really trying to pack our lives and trying to do the most in ways that are not functional and in ways that end up setting us up to be disappointed in ourselves. We end up feeling like we're a failure when really you've done a lot of things. Can you just, even if you're in a room by yourself, if you can just say, I have done a lot of things. And many times we don't notice that because we're so busy on to the next. I do one thing, I'm on to the next. I do one thing, I'm on to the next. You all are wondering, how do I know about this? I know about it because I'm a high achiever too, but a high achiever who had to really come face to face with my wellness, with my wholeness, with my homecoming. And so to shift the schedule of your days and even your nights so that you treat yourself more humanely, that you treat yourself more sacredly, that you honor boundaries and limits, that you, here it is, learn to celebrate what you did get done. Instead of focusing so much on like, well, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, was probably because there were too many things on your list. And it was probably because you were tired. So can you celebrate your wins? And high achievers, perfectionists, we often don't celebrate what went right. We often don't recognize the goals we accomplished because our focus is always the next hurdle. Our focus is always the next goal. And so can you celebrate you? What is the last thing you did that you can feel happy about, that you can feel proud of yourself for, that you can feel good that you got it done? Even if it wasn't perfect, I got it done. And so we learn to celebrate our wins and adjust our schedule and our goals. Another part about maximizing my mental health is being intentional about my relationships. I like to use the phrase, check your circle. Check your circle. Who are the people that you keep up close to you? And are the people who you keep closest to you, are they good for your mental health? Are they good for your nervous system? Is it a mutual, reciprocal relationship? Do you feel nourished in the atmosphere, or are you just having friends that you collect because you're about networking? Are you just having people that you collect because of status? Are you just about doing for other people, but never receiving for yourself? And so check your circle. If you want to have good mental health, what is the condition of your relationships? When I am around people who bring me joy, who bring me peace, it doesn't mean there's never difficulty, Of course, if you put human beings together, there may be disagreements, there might be differences in style and energy, but at a core level, that we value each other, at a core level that we sow into each other, that at a core level we are invested in each other's harvest and invested in being the wind beneath each other's wings. So we want to maximize our mental health with rest, with realistic goals, by celebrating our wins, by having healthy relationships. And then I want to also name your spiritual practices. What is your soul food? And when I say soul food, I'm not just talking about macaroni and cheese and collard greens. I'm saying, what are the things that feed your soul? And for me, that may be poetry, it may be dance. For me, that may be prayer or reading scripture. For me, that may be walking in nature or sitting by water, going to the beach. So when is the last time you had some soul food? When is the last time that your soul said, that's good. That's good to me. I'm so glad that you are not neglecting me. I'm so glad that you're not rejecting me. I'm so glad that you're not avoiding me. And then if I want to really maximize my mental health, I need to bless my life with boundaries. I have to bless my life by advocating for myself. Time out for you being a doormat. Time out for controlling people or manipulative people raining on your parade, whether that's in your personal relationships or people on your job. I take my joy back. I take my power back. I take my peace back. I take my authority back, that I am not going to keep putting my joy and my peace in the hands of clumsy people. Clumsy people keep dropping me. Clumsy people discard me. Clumsy people are not focused or paying attention. And so who and what do you need to say no to? That we want to come back to our standards. One of the things that I discovered is many of us start off with high standards, but then we get disappointed when over time no one is meeting the standard, or you might feel isolated, or you might feel lonely, or the right doors are not opening for you. And so what ends up happening is we lower our standards and then we begin to accept the unacceptable. And when I accept the unacceptable, I stress myself out. When I accept the unacceptable, I hold on to crumbs when I really deserve a feast. When I accept the unacceptable, then I am breaking my own heart and breaking my own spirit. And so raise your standards, raise your requirements, operate in the truth that you are worthy. Worthy of goodness, worthy of respect, worthy of quality. No more bare bones for you. Not the minimum. We're talking about the maximum. If we said maximize mental health, then that means I have to maximize quality, that I will not just accept any old thing, not only from other people, but from myself. When was the last time that you accepted something you really didn't want because you thought that was all you could have? And so we begin to dream again. You begin to have visions again, because I don't have good mental health when I feel like I am living in the gutters, the margins of my own dreams and hopes. But if I want to maximize my mental health, then I have to remind myself not only the truth in terms of fatigue or disappointment, but the truth of what do I really desire? What do I really want? And so to be very clear about that, to be very focused about it, and to know the things that I desire for myself and out of life are worth the wait, are worth the investment, are worth saying no to anything that is not that. And so giving myself a standard and a quality can help to maximize my mental health. And I also want to tell you, to take your mental health to the next level, you may need to forgive yourself. What are the things you've been punishing yourself for? Oh, in your awareness or consciousness, or sometimes it's not even in your awareness, that you may believe that you are not deserving because of some things that you have done, some mistakes you made, or some lies other people told you about yourself. But instead, we want to get to the place where I want to release myself from my past and give myself permission to turn the page. So I like to say the pen is in your hand. Your life is a book, and some people wrote stuff on the pages of your book that you didn't agree to, that you didn't like. But now you hold the pen. And so are you going to forgive yourself, turn the page, stop punishing yourself, and allow yourself to actually live? To live fully and to live freely. This is the way we liberate ourselves. This is the way we operate in freedom. And I am so excited about your freedom. I am so excited about your homecoming. And so I invite you now to just imagine yourself whole and well and free. Just imagine yourself whole and well and free, and then begin to live from that place. If I was a whole woman, if I was well, how would I make the next decision? What would I choose? How would I dress? How would I talk if I was whole and well and at peace with myself? I invite your soul to tell your heart, mind, body, and spirit, welcome home.